Hi, this is David with entry number 822-23 here on Clemenceau Road. I've recorded I think 3 times now along this road. I do like this road. Again, there's Fort Canning, the old British fort. It's a pretty cool area actually. Too hot, but very cool. If that makes sense. Anyway, went today to see Captain America: Civil War, and I have to say that of the Marvel films, of which there have been quite a lot in the last 10 years or so, it was a damn good movie, and I think it delivered on every promise that it made. I think this is easily in the top 3 of the Marvel films, and so I thought I'd give it a quick discussion in today's entry. Civil War is basically the civil wars between the superheroes, the good superheroes, and they have a difference of opinion, a couple kind of things about, I suppose, accountability, and they have pretty big disagreements to the point where they decide to kind of part ways, and 2 fractions form. One is kind of wanting to be beholden to the government, and the other one wants to remain kind of independent of the government, and the government being kind of like the United Nations. So basically these 2 fractions split, and they kind of butt heads, and the only kind of real negative I have to the film is that they never really feel like the 2 forces are kind of really going to go all out. They do fight, they do deliver on a spectacular fight, but between the 2 superheroes, but it never truly feels like a true war, I suppose. None of them really feel like they're ready to kill someone else, because they're so kind of rational, and they understand that this is just a disagreement, and it's not really like a wholehearted kind of civil war like America had in the 1800s. But it was very good. They kind of teased in the trailer a few characters, such as Black Panther, who's like a African superhero, a Ant-Man, who's a shrinking superhero, and Spider-Man, who's like a teenage superhero. And I gotta say that the parts where they were in the film were pretty awesome. Were pretty great. I wasn't really expecting a lot of Spider-Man, and what we did get, I was very, 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 very impressed with. And I think the new actor, although he's a bit of a greenhorn in terms of acting ability, he did deliver a pretty good performance. The one thing that I did not like was that his American accent, because he's another British guy, was a little bit forced. It sounded a little like this, where he kind of affects a little bit too hard on the American, but especially because he's supposed to be like a Queen's kid. But it was definitely a pretty good experience all the way around. Well worth the money, although it was a little bit expensive to see films here, especially opening day films, which it was today. I kind of wanted to see it, especially because it's not like in the US it actually comes out a week later, so I get kind of a one-up on all my American friends that are stuck in the US that have to see the film afterwards. And I would say that you should stick around after the credits, because you do get 2 stings, which are like these 2 little after bits that are pretty cool. I was very happy with the film, and I really, sorry about the noise, I really feel like it delivered on the things that it was going to give us in the trailer. You got some really big fights, you got action pretty much every 10 minutes or so, and you got some really spectacular fight scenes that were choreographed by who knows who. But the other kind of negative is that with Marvel films, you can really tell when the actors aren't fighting themselves, like when it's a stuntman instead of an actor. It was a bit, it's always kind of a bit obvious to me, but maybe if you're just enjoying the film as a film, you might not see the differences. But whenever I see, especially, I forgot what her name is, but the Black Widow, the woman who's like part of the FBI or whatever, CIA, you can really tell that when she fights, because she fights with like grappling, like a kind of like judo, modified judo, where she like jumps on people's backs and like swings her hips around and like flings people. You can really tell that it's just a little Asian guy in a wig, but it is pretty awesome, the movie. In terms of like all the characters, I think he did a really good job in building all of them up. Gave him a lot more backstory, especially the Winter Soldier, who was played by, I think his name is Sebastian Stan. Winter Soldier is kind of like Captain America's old friend from the 40s, who was like frozen and turned into a Russian assassin that was woken and put back to sleep as they needed people around the world to be assassinated. His character, who was the star of the last Captain America movie, Winter Soldier, which didn't really do a very good job on kind of expounding his character. This one really did a much better job humanizing Bucky, as he's called. But yeah, very, very good. As I said, the negatives weren't super negative. I didn't really hate anything. I just felt like the stunt people could be hidden a little better, and the stakes could have been a little bit more raised. There was a big rumor that someone was going to die in this film, and I won't say in this video whether or not that happens, but I will say that it did deliver a few promises that were made in the trailer that were pretty awesome. Other than that, I think that's about it. The weather's been so-so, I suppose. I am wearing a vest or a cardigan, so it kind of is a little hotter than it should be, to be honest. But yeah, overall, very good. That's about it for today. I think wrap it up here. Thanks for watching.